So the Eagles finished their last practice of training camp. We got one preseason game left versus the Jets on Friday. Then it's regular season mode. Dallas still stinks. You're by the way, King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. So the Eagles finished their last practice of training camp. It is over. They got a preseason game versus the Jets on Friday, which will be streaming. Then it's regular season mode. It is time. We are at that point. Now, before I get into all of that, I gotta say, if you have the Newsbreak app, maybe you want to get the Newsbreak app. Click the link in the description. Give your boy a follow. You ain't going to be disappointed. We're doing Italian Kung Fu over there with some cannolis here and there for our coach. So you don't want to miss it. Now, in this video, I want to talk a little bit, not just about today's practice, okay, and what we saw, but kind of what we saw out of training camp as a whole to this point. We got one preseason game left to go, and hopefully, and I think it will be, very valuable for some guys to do very well. But before we get into all that, we got to go over this practice participation report. I call it the mother humping injury report. All right, come on now. All right, so here's the injury report for today. Limited: Bradley, Cox, Dillard, Huntley, James, Kerrigan. Day-to-day: Avery, Barnett, Wallace. Week-to-week: Davion Taylor still. And then month-to-month, Tyree Jackson. The fact that Tyree Jackson is really the only significant big injury we've had this whole training camp is a good thing, and it is kind of like a thing that worries me, okay? Because we saw this last year where the Eagles didn't have a training camp. They came in with everybody, and then everybody started dropping like flies. The year before, they didn't do a lot of practicing and stuff like that, so we would have guys going into week one. They all got hurt by week two. So, to me, I really wonder the way that the Eagles are doing training camp nowadays, even not just the Eagles, but the whole NFL as a whole. Like, I don't like it. I'm a firm believer that you have to go out, you have to let these guys hit day in, day out. I believe in two-a-day practices. I believe old school. Because, let me tell you, more guys get hurt now than they did back in the old training camp days. I mean, there were injuries in those days, but not like this. Guys seem like they're not ready to go full board when they get into a game. They get hurt, things like that. And we may be holding up a bunch of guys from getting hurt right now, but I do worry about that in the long run. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But preseason, to me, is not even as good as it used to be. Because we wait for a preseason game, you want to see your starters play a little bit, you want to see the other guys play a little bit, and you kind of just want to have that build up to the regular season. But this feels more like just a bunch of glorified practices, and practices seem to mean more, and all that crap. I kind of don't like it. Okay, so it is what it is. But today the Eagles had their second joint practice with the New York Jets, and this was a lot more chippy of a practice. Okay, the Jets they got pushed around a lot today, yesterday, so they came back. They were getting in Eagles' face a little bit. I think somebody late hit Gainwell. He got into some stuff. Driscoll got into some pushing and shoving. That's all beautiful. I love it. I say fight, have fist fights, let them go full at it. I believe the old Buddy Ryan style. Buddy Ryan practices with Detroit Lions. Boom, fighting everywhere. I love it. I'm old school like that. What can I say? I'm an old school dude. But, the thing is, they're a little chippier today and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, supposedly the Eagles once again had a really good practice day, outperformed the New York Jets. Apparently, the New York Jets cannot handle the Eagles' front four. The Eagles' defensive line was once again dominant. Fletcher Cox was unblockable. Josh Sweat, big day. Hargrave, big day. These guys were having big days. They were getting sacks. At the end of practice, both teams were doing 2-minute drills. The Eagles, they were getting sacks and forcing turnovers to end 2-minute drives for the Jets. The Eagles' defensive line especially had a really good 2 days of practice. And I think, look, if those guys are healthy, they're going to be good. Josh Sweat has impressed all of training camp, okay? And I'll get into him a little more in a second, but the defensive line had a very good day. Darius Slay had a pretty good day as well, especially to start off. Very good day. So those are good things to see. Offensively, Jalen Hurts was fantastic again. Now, there were a few times where he threw touchdown passes and he had the ball and he was holding on to it for a while. The pass rush would kind of slow up not to get to him. You wonder in a real game, would he have to run for his life at that point, get out of the pocket? Would he be able to buy enough time? Because they were saying a couple times the pass rush got through, especially when Dillard is on his ass. Because apparently he was getting thrown on his ass today. But, the pass rush would slow up and he would have a little more time to throw the ball. Guys would get open. Of course, the triple threat, Reagor, DeVonta Smith, and Quez Watkins, is in full effect. DeVonta Smith, there were a lot of clips of him at practice today, a lot of route running. Apparently, he looked like he had a really, really good day. Couple touchdowns. Quez Watkins, couple touchdowns. The only thing that I can think of, the two only things I can think of that really, you could take out of it, didn't go so well. The Eagles did some goal line, running, did not get into the end zone. Miles Sanders couldn't get in. Howard couldn't get in. You don't like to hear that. You want that offensive line to get a push. And then, like I said, there were a couple instances where, Jalen Hurts had a lot more time than he would normally during a regular season game. But at the end of the day, they say the Eagles had a very, very good practice. And, when you look at the entire preseason or entire training camp and practices every day, the one consistent thing to me has been the same guys from the day one of practice or when they did practice were the best guys all the way all across the board every day. Every single day you heard Quez Watkins' name. Every single day, you heard Josh Sweat's name. Every single day when he practiced, you heard DeVonta Smith's name. Jalen Hurts has been very good, and he has gotten better as training camp has gone on. He did struggle early. There were people who got pissed off when talking about it, but hey, look, it is what it is. He has been good. The back end of training camp, he has been really, really good. Now, the thing with Jalen Hurts is he needs to play in the preseason. I do not believe you should sit their starters. I do not believe you should risk it. I really believe if these guys are going to go out and get injured in a preseason game, they're probably going to get injured in a regular season game. Let them go out and play. Let Jalen Hurts go out and get reps. Give Jalen Hurts this, and I'll talk about this in my preview tomorrow, but let Jalen Hurts go out and get at least a quarter in. And with the starters, let him get at least a quarter play. Otherwise, he's had 2 series the whole entire preseason. So I want to see him get reps. But for the most part, this whole entire training camp, the guys that have been good have been really good every single day. The guys that have struggled pretty much every single day. Who are some guys that I think have struggled more than anybody? Dillard. Dillard struggled early on. He's been getting pushed around. We heard he got pushed around again today, by the Jets defensive line. He got thrown on his ass. He has struggled. I think Miles Sanders has struggled in the passing game, holding on to the ball and not securing it. That has been a problem. So, and there's been some offensive linemen that I don't think have been all that good. But, I mean, there are guys, like I said, Quez Watkins, Josh Sweat. They have been good almost every day. Steven Nelson, to me, I haven't had a camp that really stood out. I mean, there's a lot of times where you heard that he was getting beat. But we'll see how that translates to the game. I'm glad that these practices are over. I like doing these daily practice updates and stuff. They're fun. But it's time to get in the regular season mode. We're not going to be there. The media is not going to be there every day for practice. So we are in regular season mode, and that's what I like. So tomorrow I'll have a preview video out. Then, like I said, Friday we have the game. Then Saturday, at some point, I'll be putting out my 53-man roster, who I think is going to make it. I'll give you my 53-man roster prediction. And we're going to do a bunch of more live streams, too. I want to do more live streams than I've been able to do, but now that we're getting in regular season mode, it should be a little easier to do that. But all in all, Eagles had another good day of practice. No real injuries came out of it. I don't know if I did speak of this too. I want to say Kenneth Gainwell had an amazing day, apparently. He had a really, really strong day. Was even getting into some scrums. And Kenneth Gainwell is a guy who I think is going to be a big factor on this team. Some of these young guys like Watkins, Rager, I think they're all ready to go. Triple threat or wide receiver we have. I really believe that is going to be a nasty wide receiving core that is going to give defenses fits. They're fast. They can catch a 1-yard slant, take it for a touchdown. They can hit you. You can hit them on the 80-yard bomb. They're very good route runners. And I think DeVonta Smith, monster year. I think Quez Watkins surprises the NFL. Like I said, Quez Watkins was going to be one of my standouts at camp. He has not disappointed me at all. So with that said, training camp is pretty much over. It is a preseason game Friday, and then it's regular season time. Let's get this thing done. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. What the hell do I do with this? I mean, gee, what the hell do I do with it? I mean, what I'm trying to say is, how the hell do I hook this up to my phone? I don't even know how to hook this up to my computer because I didn't got the right slots. What the hell's going on?